Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to learn a secret language. It is not a language of speaking, but it's a language of listening. In our very busy world, everybody wants to be heard, but very few people know how to truly listen. We think listening is just being quiet until it is our turn to speak. But the ancient scriptures, the Bible, show us a better way, a way that we can heal our relationships and bring you closer to God. To find this secret, we got to look back thousands of years to a young king named Solomon. Who was King Solomon? You're going to be probably understanding that King Solomon was the son of King David, and he became the ruler of Israel. He was young, overwhelmed, and inherited a massive kingdom. One night, God appeared to Solomon in a dream, and God gave him a blank check. And he said, ask for whatever you want me to give you. Imagine that. He could have asked for millions of dollars or money of that time, right? He could have asked for victory over all his enemies. He could have asked for long life and easy life. But Solomon did not ask for any of those things. Instead, he asked God for something very specific. In our English Bibles, it says that he asked for discernment or a wise understanding heart. But the reality is that in Hebrew language, the text says something more beautiful and profound. Solomon asked for Shama Leb, that ancient Hebrew language of saying, and let's say it together, Shama Leb. Shama means to listen, to obey, and to take action. Leb means heart. Solomon did not ask for a big brain. He asked for a listening heart. And that one request made him the wisest man who ever lived. Guess what? Today we're going to unpack 7 keys of Shama Leb, listening heart. These keys will transform you. So listen very well and listen to the people you love and how you listen to the voice of God. Let's dive in. Key number 1. And corresponds to the heart and says that the heart responds to Shama Leb. The first key of the listening heart is to understanding what listening actually means. In our culture, hearing is passive, extremely passive, sometimes not. Sound wave hit your ears and that's it. But God's language is so very differently. We have truly listened until we take action. Listen to Proverbs 19:20 from the NIV scriptures. It says, listen to advice and accept discipline, and in the end, you will be among the wise. Notice the 2 parts, listen and accept. Shama Leb does not just do this together as an information, Shama Leb. It tells you to prepare to act. When your spouse, your friend, your loved one, your son, your daughter, perhaps your wife, ask, or even God asks you to speak to you, right? Are you just wanting them to finish, or are you actually listening to hear it with your heart? Are you ready to change your behavior based on what they say? True listening requires a response. That's why Shama Leb asks us to have a heart that responds to that listening. The second key is the guarded portal. That guarded portal is a second key that protects what goes into your ears. Imagine that. Your heart is a treasure chest and your ears are doors. So if you listen to gossip, negativity, and anger of all, especially all day long, your heart will become heavy and bitter. King Solomon warns us in Proverbs 4:23 and says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do follows from it. Let me say that again. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do follows from it. To keep Shama Leb, you must be a gatekeeper. Be careful with what you give your attention to. Turn down the noise of the world so you can hear the whispers of truth. Now, you feel that key number 3 coming, the delayed answer. And that third key is a major challenge for most of us, is the rule of the delayed answer. How often do you start forming your response while somebody is still talking? You probably go into your mind thinking, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I'm going to say, this is my life of argument. But when we lock and load our arguments, instead of receiving the pain or joy of the conversation, we go against the delayed answer. That is also a secret key. Solomon cuts straight to the point with Proverbs 18:13, and he says, to answer before listening, that is folly and shame. A listening heart is patient. A listening heart is patient. It does not rush to judge, correct, or fix. It waits. It breathes. It seeks to understand before trying to be understood. Key number 4, hope you're ready, is the humble search. The humble search is the key number 4, and it talks about humility. Proud people think that they already know everything and they all probably know the answer, so they stop listening right away. But a wise person is always searching for deeper knowledge, deeper understanding, deeper listening. Look at Proverbs 18:15 if you have your scriptures. The heart of the discerning acquire knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek out. Shama Leb is curious. It asks about good questions. When you converse with someone, don't just stare at your opinion and state your opinion and think about your opinion, but ask them, can you tell me more about that? Be inquisitive, be curious, find out more what they want to say and how they want to say it. What are they feeling? So when you pray, don't just give God a grocery list of demands. Ask Him, Lord, I thank you. And say, what are you trying to teach me today, Lord? That is key number 4. Key number 5 is the smooth calm. The smooth calm is a key that is very powerful. It tones your presence. You imagine? Key number 5, you tone your presence. When your conflict arise, our listening ear usually close up. Oh, let me say this again. This is so interesting. When conflict arises, our listening ears usually close up and our defensive walls go up. But listening heart has the power to disarm an argument. Solomon shares this secret in Proverbs 15:1. He says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. And how many of us have done that? I know I am guilty of that many, many times. And I will always ask for forgiveness, but I need to learn to forgive myself too, right? You cannot give a gentle answer unless you have listened deeply to person's frustration. When someone speaks to you in anger, Shama Leb tells us to look past the harsh words and listen to the hurt underneath those words. Calm listening involves calm speaking. Calm listening involves calm speaking. Key number 6, and we almost to number 7. Number 6 says the foundation of life. The 6th key reminds us of the true listening leads to life and safety. When we refuse to listen and listen to others to good advice or divine guidance, we wander into trouble. But listening acts like a protective shield. It really protects you. Solomon writes in Proverbs 13:14 says, the teaching of the wise is the fountain of life, turning a person from snares of death. Think of people God has placed in your life to speak wisdom to you. Parents, mentors, godly friends, coaches, even drill sergeants. Are you thinking or are you drinking from that fountain? Or are you just pushing it away? A listening heart values godly wisdom because it knows that wisdom keeps us safe. Key number 7, and lucky number 7 here, it is the reverent foundation. Shama Leb talks about the foundation of everything. We cannot truly listen to others or live with rights without foundational reverence to God. Solomon spells it very clearly in Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but the fools despise wisdom and instruction. And the fear of the Lord does not mean being terrified of God. Absolutely not. It means that the deep respect that we need to have and awe and honor to Him, like we respect our parents. When you realize how great and loving and wise God is, The natural response to drop to your knees and quiet your mind and say, Speak, Lord, your servant is listening. Shama Leb, a listening heart. So I want to finish, my friends, and say that these 7 keys are not just practical tips. These are spiritual pathways. Happens that I did a little bit of research of this and I wrote a little bit of the information that I felt King Solomon was talking about, and I came with this section of Shama Leb. But I wanted to tell you that your life can be rich in love and wisdom too if you practice this secret. Right now, God is inviting you to stop the frantic pace of life. He's calling you out now, out of the noise. He wants to heal you. He wants to heal your marriage. He wants to guide your career. He wants to give you peace to your soul. But it requires us, and it requires you to a listening heart, a Shama Leb. Will you tune out the distraction of today? Will you slow down your responses? Will you open the door of your heart to the creator of the universe? Let us pray for Shama Leb. Let us choose to listen to God, for his voice is where life truly begins. Thank you, and God bless you.